Welcome to the podcast, I guess. And I'm Landon. I was a Christian, now an atheist. And Cody, you might as well explain who you are.
Yeah. So I'm Cody, or Coid, or Cord, depending on where you know me from. And I am a Christian. I used to be a lukewarm Christian, but now I'm just straight up a Christian.
Lukewarm was always a term that I was always kind of
Yeah.
confused. There's a lot of weird subjects there that was also part of the reason I kind of left.
Yeah. I kind of made Pastor Cord to try and explain those.
I watched some of them. I've been watching a lot of them. It makes sense, but it's
Yeah.
obviously I'm coming from the exact opposite standpoint.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, I just made it like a mic stand.
There's been so much stuff's gonna get cut out in this thing. Like, we just put it at the end as bloopers.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But, yeah. I mean, I guess you can throw it in there as well, whatever. I don't know, here.
Yeah. Alright, so...
But...
Okay, let's start off. Why are you an atheist?
Really, the only reason I ever did believe was just because of fear.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I eventually just lost the fear, and too many things there just didn't line up with my morals and things I've seen in the world.
Like just fear of going to hell?
For the most part, to be honest. Well, one of the few reasons I think I ever stayed was just hope that I could see my grandpa again.
Well, that makes sense.
That's really the only gist of it, to be honest. Like, my years of being Christian, like, it wasn't even a good one either.
I mean, on one hand, it does say that the wise man fears the Lord, but the wise man does not just fear the Lord.
That's not.
It makes sense.
Fear is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might as well ask you straight back at you. Why do you believe?
There's quite a few reasons, going from historical evidence to personal experiences.
I'll let you go on now. I guess go on for my own.
Okay.
Thing.
So we all know there was really a guy named Jesus. This is undebatable. This guy. Really...
I actually do agree with that. I will agree there was records about it, so I can't deny that.
Yeah, and he was a teacher. Several religions agree with this. A bunch of historical evidence agrees with this. One thing is he claimed to be God. Now this alone, what?
That reasons I never did, where I kind of lost the belief is just, you ever see a lot of, especially, because it was in Jerusalem. Or someplace else, I don't know.
It was kind of like all over that area.
It's like, I think it's someplace from the Middle East to Europe.
Yeah.
But, anyways, there's just been so many stories about, like, people claiming to be God, a God or whatever, depending on what religion it was in that area. So I kind of just put what I had in past evidence.
Yeah. So that's kind of like why people are on edge about Jesus, because, like, he says he's God, so either he's telling the truth, he's just a straight up liar, or he's gone crazy. There's no other option because he didn't leave any other option open to us. Now,
I believe in the second of those two.
Yeah.
Or those three, I mean.
Now the thing is, he was murdered for this, because, like, a bunch of religious
because the Romans, they were extreme until the end of it, when I forgot which emperor it was that came out as Christian.
Yeah.
They, until that happened, they were very, very persistent on the Roman gods.
Yeah. I mean,
and they also used it as a means of power.
Yeah. But, like, the thing is, they were fine with Jews for the most part. Like, they just kind of tolerated them. They used them for their taxes. But the Jews...
I must say, they just used them for the taxes.
Yeah, but the Jews themselves turned, the religious leaders of Judaism turned Jesus over and kept telling Pilate to crucify him. And so Rome gave in and did. Now, when Rome crucifies someone, it's Rome, one of the mightiest empires there was, in my opinion. So you can't expect them to make a mistake. Jesus died. Now the thing is, over 500 people saw him saw him after he was dead. And the 12.
Yes, can you please pull I don't know, any context in there, website, just that has 100% confirmation on that.
I mean, the books of the Bible are historical documents.
The problem, though, is that they've all, let's be honest here, most of them, if not all of them, have been tampered with.
How so?
Jesus Christ. Alright, so you're... I got it. Let me go back to some earlier things. So, the oldest known Bible that we have is 800 years after, the original one's made, if not even longer.
Okay.
People see this original one coming up. People are absolutely going to try and, taint it to try and, gain power or gain popularity or etc.
But nobody gains power with the Bible.
Yes, they can, because they can go with the popular. They go on the popular opinion. It works. It's practically how Julius Caesar rose to power.
But where in the Bible does it give any specific group power?
There's no specific thing, but I'm saying is that they could add and remove things to it.
True.
I would mention some things that they do have against some certain groups in there, but I guess we'll leave that for another topic.
Okay. Well, I assume...
Which was going to be controversial for both of us. Going to go against what the common belief on both sides is.
But, I can't really see the being tampered with side of things, because the Bible itself says that I forgot what the exact phrasing was, but it basically says that not a word will be added or lost.
Yeah, but what? Alright, you lived in, let's say, 500 BC. Did anyone follow any rules during that time?
I mean, governments.
No. No.
Rome was... When was Rome, around?
Rome, I believe, was... either was 1,000 or, somewhere around 500 BC to, I think, 120 Common Era.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but I'll be honest on that one. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's one of the largest known empires and, longest reigning. Because easily I could see the 500, the 500 that do that, alright? So this controversial guy dies, right?
Okay.
He's getting popularity, controversial guy dies.
Okay.
So, if you get... There's gonna be a group saying, hey, this guy came back, and they're probably gonna gain tons of popularity for it.
So, you're saying that the apostles just said that they saw Jesus again for popularity?
Most, if not all of them, did. I mean, they did the same with Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, but we know Amelia Earhart's dead. We're not saying she's God.
Yeah, I know, but they both did the exact same thing. People said that they saw her for popularity.
Well, here's the difference between people claiming to see Amelia Earhart and people claiming to see Jesus. People who claim to see Amelia Earhart, they're like, oh, it's popular, oh, look. People who claim to see Jesus died. They got murdered. They got martyred. They made a whole word for people who were defending Jesus and died.
Because they had to make it sound good somehow, because the Roman Empire was falling during that time.
True.
So, if the people that want them to end it, they could use Christianity as a weapon, because, they have their things. They know it's rising. They know it's... During that time, you can tell it's growing in influence.
Yeah.
And if they say, hey, these people did the bad things to these people that believe in Jesus, they can use that as a weapon.
You're not wrong. Actually, that's kind of smart. I would do that.
Mental battles has been the biggest part of wars. You might think it's military power, which it definitely has a lot of it in there. But that military power is gained through all of that.
Yeah. Through people's, beliefs.
And if you're able to tamper with the belief, then and influence the people in the majority of the belief, then they're going to.
I'm pretty sure this is how a lot of the Middle East has so much power.
I mean, no one's saying that 9/11 was a good thing.
Yeah.
But it did move a lot of Americans, to start the wars in the Middle East.
Hey, wait, go back. No one's saying 9/11's a good thing. You said 9/11 was a good thing.
That.
Alright.
Alright.
Unrelated.
Oh my god, I'm about to get canceled. I'm getting canceled on Twitter for this. Twitter. Cody, don't send us to Twitter, please.
Don't worry, I'm not going to.
Someone's gonna put it on Twitter somewhere. Watch this get popular and we get canceled. I'm trying to find a job and this happens.
Yeah, let's just cut this part out.
Nah, keep it in.
Okay.
I'll defend it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not saying that 9/11 as itself is a bad thing. I'm saying the things it led to was a good thing.
Yeah. They definitely been love.
So, this is the most controversial take I will ever take in my life. Personally, I would not genuinely see it. I would hate to see people die again, but if another thing happens like that, to where it brings so many people together, I would die for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the take of the atheist. That's a joke. You didn't laugh at that. I should say that's a joke.
I'm concerned. I am also running on 2 Dr. Peppers and I haven't slept it forever. But anyways.
Where were we in terms of where
were we even? I think it was back to people dying first thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you do okay, take for example the Apostle Peter, or used to be Simon Peter, not Peter.
Peter Griffin?
Nope. Peter Simon.
Dang it.
But he was supposed to be crucified because he believed in Jesus. But because Peter was such a big Jesus fan, he didn't want to be taken out in the same way that Jesus was. So he asked to be crucified upside down.
The Romans were. I'm just gonna say here, the Romans were just a whole bunch of idiot. I'm telling you, those people that were crucified, they had their slaves fight for entertainment.
What? Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, yeah.
The gladiators.
Yeah.
So it's not as much as probably a lot of people, if they actually this are gonna touch for me to say this. It's not too much to say his last words in.
Yeah.
Because once again, the Romans could use it as a weapon, inspecting what he wants as well.
Yeah.
So once again, it can all go back to mental battles. And I'll say the Romans were smart. They knew what they were doing. They won a lot of the Caphedron Wars.
And then they fell.
I think actually... What?
And then they fell.
Well, yeah, because then they used Christianity as a weapon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. By the might of Christ, Rome fell.
Yep.
So you can't say he has no...
And by the might of the same guy, he struck down the one guy that popularized it.
Yeah.
Because he got stabbed and died.
Yeah.
But that's aside from the point, right?
So I got really distracted for a second. What?
That's aside from the point, right? He got stabbed and died.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
Oh yeah, then there was the one guy who kind of killed himself.
There's a lot of atheists, alright, that I will always hear don't believe Jesus even existed in general.
Yeah.
I believe the guy existed. It's just not in the way that the Bible depicts it.
How so? What do you see him as?
I just see him as a guy that said he was a godly power because everyone was doing that. a lot of religious beliefs were flying around, and he might have been the first one to try and get something out of it. And then all these other religions pop around and others follow suit.
But he died.
Islam happens.
Islam did happen, sadly.
Islam happens. Buddhism happens. What's the other one? It's like Buddhism, but I can't figure it out. I forgot what the other one is. Like Buddhism.
Judaism?
No. It's not a meditation one, but one believes in the caste system, one doesn't.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called, though.
Hinduism.
Oh.
Is it Hinduism?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I think Hinduism actually is a, like, religion.
Is it what?
Because there's no mention in any Hinduism or it's Buddhism, I forgot which, where they actually like depict a god.
Huh. Strange.
That's a different thing though. Actually, I might add that as one of the topics.
I was gonna say something on that.
But I can easily see Jesus as the guy who just, he was the first one to figure out, hey, I can actually do something with this.
But he died.
Yeah, because the guy speaking out against the Romans. Against what? Then yeah, they're gonna kill him.
I mean, it wasn't the Romans who, sought out and killed him. It was the, Jewish leaders who just kind of, told Rome to kill him.
Should have shot him, but the Romans did it because half of his teachings went against what they did.
I mean, kind of like all of the Jews' teachings did the same.
Yeah, but if they're able, the USSR, Germany helped the USSR forever, and they hated communism.
True.
And then they turned their backs on him right after.
But Rome didn't kill Jesus because of anything he did. I mean, Pilate even asked Jesus what he was guilty of. Went back out to the Jews, said, "I don't find this man guilty," and they just kept repeating, "Crucify him."
Yeah, well, he still did it.
He still did it, yeah.
And still, even your book might be wrong on that. To be honest, the book could be wrong in that. There could be an actual reason to it, because Rome also destroyed their because they destroyed the roads.
True.
So,
I mean,
I don't know what else they could have,
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think the Bible got it wrong on what happened there, because there were 4 entire books that all basically agreed on the same thing happening there.
Yeah, but the thing though is that they're all based off of the same one.
If that was true, then there wouldn't be contradictions in between them, but there are. Some things happen.
Well, there's which having them have contradictions then itself.
Yeah.
Saying that your own religion flawed itself, which is proving my point that it was tampered with.
I think I should elaborate on my take with the books. The first half of the Bible, the Law, the Old Testament, was written by God for the people. The second half, the New Testament, was written for the people, or by the people for God. That's why there's able to be contradictions between the first 4 books, and yet they all still agree.
But the other thing though is that they're having contradictions in the exact same thing, which is a historical event that should have happened the same.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, this is eyewitness testimony written far in the future after it happened. I don't
Yes, and which once again just proves the fact that it can be absolutely flawed.
I mean, take a bunch of 9/11 survivors, go far in the future, have them all write about what happened that day. See if they all line up.
There's contradictions because they could be on a different tower and they're on a different floor.
True.
If you're going through which all saw the exact same crucifixion.
Not the exact same. two of the disciples went in with Jesus as he was like being questioned.
Alright, so all three of them are at the stake, right?
Say that again?
Correct? All three of them are at stake, right?
Yes.
And I'm guessing the other two are probably in the crowd.
I think so.
Alrighty. So, if there's contradictions in them, and sure, they can show their own emotion.
Yeah.
In when that is different until they were differently away, proves that it flawed and that it can and has been tampered with.
Look at what's it called? Oh, sorry. Well, the contradictions between them aren't really about what happened with the crucifixion. It's more so about like some things with his teaching, and then what happened with his grave, specifically who was there with the stone. Because like some of them says there was like two angels.
Which also just proves that their grave record could be wrong as well.
True.
Which then would add to a whole new list of things that could have screwed up this book.
But if all four of them were from the same guy, like we're all based off the same thing. I mean, I guess they are, but like you know what I mean. Then these contradictions wouldn't exist.
You obviously need different things. What I'm saying though is that if you're saying that different people did different things, then it all depends on which one they believe or which one they read, which then can lead to arguments, which then led to a lot of wars.
Fair point. I mean, all of the denominations in Christianity that kind of like hate each other are all based on like different things, like contradictions in the Bible or different interpretations of the Bible.
And that's the thing, is that they switched it. They switched it. They're absolute King James version. All right.
Okay.
Is in hell country our eagle screeching America exists is because people got tired of a guy exploiting Christianity.
Yeah. Basically. God saw his people being misused and led them away. Just as he did with Egypt and the Jews.
Yeah, God added Hitler.
He did add Hitler.
God added Hitler.
Alright, hear me out.
Jews God added Hitler.
Yeah, I was about to say that. You're not bad people, right?
I'm a bad person, you're probably not.
Well, technically we're both very good people, because people, by definition, are sinful, and we're sinful, so we're good at being people.
You've completely lost me on that point. I use the definition of a good person based on logic, not based off of what a book says.
Not just a book. I mean, when you take a look at what sin is, it makes sense.
Literally, the topic of sin, your sins, is based off of said book.
Yeah.
So your logic, your considered logic and reasoning is still based off of said book.
Even so, we are sinful.
Can never deny that one.
Yeah.
Can't deny that one. But...
Even if like the Bible didn't exist, we're all still not very good in general.
Sometimes you gotta use the dark side. That's my take. That sometimes the ends do justify the means.
Yeah.
And whether if you believe that's a bad thing, I'm doing it to keep some people alive, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining on being a bad person in people's eyes to help others.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. I guess the way I see it is like, if you're on Earth, you kind of need both good and bad, because like this is like the middle ground of like the whole cosmic scheme. Hell is all bad. Heaven is all good. We're just in the middle dealing with what's the.
Doesn't that contradict what you said before? Because it just said it's separation.
Yeah.
It's not exactly considered. This is the weird way to explain this. This can take forever. So theoretically, his respect, obviously. Alright, so from what I've heard, what I've read, because yes, Christian. It's considered a separation from God because he respects that you want to be separate from him.
That's exactly it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
The is that the said separation. It's like a compliment. The concept of hell and him respecting you by sending you there is the biggest backhanded compliment I've seen.
I mean, if you want to live, if you want
to...
Your voice just glitched out terribly. Say that again.
It is very backhanded.
I mean, if you're living a life full of sin and you don't want God, why would he send you to a place where there is no sin and there is God? Seems a bit backwards.
Both sides are backwards in its reasoning.
Fair.
Should be more of a test on. It should be more of a test on who you are as a person, not if you believe or not.
Is
that's the problem. Is that your said God shouldn't believe through choosing as a thing. He shouldn't choose over one action. He should choose through more actions. And that's where I see the Bible as flawed.
If there was a truly good person, they would go to heaven.
God is good, as it states in your own Bible.
God is good.
So using a person to defy your own higher being is technically blasphemy against itself.
The most confusing sentence I've ever heard. Please say that again.
So technically, trying to compare your own God to a guy is blasphemy, or however the hell you pronounce it.
Blasphemy?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Against itself.
It wouldn't be if we didn't sin. If we didn't let sin take over. Blame Adam.
Your Sky Dad is mad at us for something two guys did 30 million years ago.
I'm mad that sin's here in general. He's mad that we commit sins.
He could have stopped it. He could have easily stopped it any time.
Leaving us
there
with
wouldn't
no choice.
there wouldn't be that confusion if he didn't just said, I respect your opinion. There is times where you gotta fight it, and so either your God royally fucked up, or I believe in it.
I kind of have the same general idea, but different end results. Everything is perfectly calculated, and the reason that he lets sin into the world is to give us this choice. Do we want to choose sin, or do we want to choose God? You choose God, you go to God. You choose sin, you go to sin.
And sometimes that sin has to be used. Sometimes that lying has to be used to keep them alive.
Yeah, that's the problem with living here on Earth. You can't have just one or the other. That's the problem with being human.
And whether that leaves me in the fucking embers or separation, whatever it is, whatever. I'd rather have it here.
You can still live here in sin and go to heaven.
Yeah, I know, because you repent for everything.
Yeah.
But harsher if you... Yeah, but giving forgiveness giving forgiveness and still living your life in it, once again, you're backhanding your own self.
How so?
Because you're doing the exact same thing that you to do.
So, repentance without works.
Theoretically, yes, but the problem with that is it should be based off of more... What I'm saying is that your God's decision on between a good and bad in your eyes, or a separation or non-separation, should be based on morality and not on one choice.
But it is.
Whether it be a large choice or not.
We're all bad people. We all deserve to go to hell. None of us is good. Not even the people who appear to be good.
Yeah, actions. It doesn't have to be all good. Sure some sins happen, but
I don't.
If it's for a good reason, then there's a justified reason, and that's why our court system exists, and that's why the Treaty of the Philippines. No law should be to be no the separation of church and state shall not be broken, which they have actually already broken.
Yeah,
this is broken. So
I was going to say something, but I think your point kind of moved past.
They're pulling another British, and the thing though is that there's no other place to go now, because they know there's no way that they're going to stop us. They can stop us from leaving.
Yeah. Can you say all that again? I zoned out.
Jesus.
Can you say it simpler?
All right. Our own Congress broke their own treaty. The USA is becoming a tronet.
What, really? We're going we're far beyond being a church state.
So the whole entire abortion argument has been based off of the Bible.
I guess.
Treaty of the Philippines. I forgot if it's Article 3, 11 or 13. It states that the separation of church and state shall not be broken.
Yeah, but look at America. You think this is a godful nation?
Yet what is considered moral in a book's eyes is not moral in the world's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. Do you really expect things from two completely different dimensions to agree? One from heaven, one from the earth? We don't have the same wisdom.
Theoretically, you guys came from that heaven. These ancestors.
True.
So, once again, you've kind of went against your own self with your own argument.
If we came from heaven and we stayed in that same mindset, we would agree with everything that God says.
Yes, and that would leave us without the confusion. So either your God royally fucked up, or he doesn't exist.
A human,
which if he royally fucked up, it goes against your own book.
A human and a god walk into a bar. In walks sin. That creates everything else.
Yet they couldn't just have a drink together, you know?
I did.
You know, maybe throw in a little tip, just throw in a little tip. Hey, bartender, be a nice guy.
They didn't really have a drink together. They more had an apple together. Sorry.
People still poison people in bars, too.
True.
So it's not half bad of an analogy, but just either your God either royally fucked up by just letting it happen, which goes against your own book, or it doesn't exist. So that's where I base my belief on.
No. By letting it happen, he didn't mess up. He knew it was gonna happen. He let it happen.
Yeah, sure, he knew what was gonna happen, but then that led to the entire split. If those two didn't take the apple as that same test, and since he's all-knowing, he should have already known what would have happened.
Of course.
So he could have prevented it easily. He could have prevented it easily in the Garden of Eden. He could have prevented it.
It wasn't about preventing it or not. It was about giving them the choice to.
He already knew what the answer was going to be.
If I told, if I knew, my girlfriend was going to cheat on me, and I told her, oh, choose me or this other guy, and she chooses the other guy, even though I knew that, would that be me messing up?
Well, then in that case, you'd instantly just dump the person. Simple as that. If he was thinking about cheating on there, say, hey, I don't think it's going to work out.
Then what makes God not dump us? His love.
His love for a group of people that he could have easily not created the biggest confusion known to man. Religion is the biggest question. besides, I guess, the answer to life, which in my eyes there isn't even really one.
I feel like religion is mostly confusing for the people who don't have it. Because the people within religion have wisdom. I mean, I'm not saying that atheists don't have wisdom.
I have logic.
Fair.
I don't fight with. The problem is that I don't fight with a hope. I fight just because I believe it's something.
Wisdom and logic often contradict each other. I'll be honest.
The word wisdom is also flawed.
How so?
It's considered as a smart thing, yet it's mainly believed off of a hope. Without
It's not
complete. Sure, there is some translucent evidence. There is, but
I mean,
I need solidifying things.
I mean, wisdom isn't all just religion based. Wisdom is also like what you do in just like an average day-to-day scenario. People use both wisdom and
the word wisdom is used as adjective, not as used to describe someone not to be described as a person doing a certain action.
Huh?
I came prepared for this.
No, I mean, like, I did not hear that. What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
The word wisdom is used as an adjective. It's a synonym to smart or intelligent. Intelligence and wisdom are then contradicted by people, which then creates even more confusion.
Yeah, hold on. I need to Google this. Is wisdom actually a synonym for intelligence? Because they are very different things.
Calling a guy wise.
Yeah.
Which is the adjective for the noun wisdom. Of course. Wise is a synonym to the word intelligent.
It doesn't make sense. Wisdom and intelligence are far different things.
What is in the belief of the people? I'm going off the textbook.
True.
I'm going off. So either they got to change the definition, or they got to figure out something that they either got to change the definition, or they got to figure something else out.
My vote's on the definition change because that has.
My vote's on that one too, but. But then again, America doesn't have a word for the day after tomorrow, but we have a word for throwing a guy outside of a window.
We do. Evermorrow.
Defenestration.
Evermorrow.
That's not.
That's a word.
Huh? That's not.
Evermorrow exists.
That is some Egyptian mythology type shit of a word.
No, we got today, tomorrow, evermorrow, Friday.
Evermorrow in your eyes would be Friday. Today is Wednesday.
My bad. I meant to say Saturday.
Why don't we have the day after tomorrow then?
I'm Googling evermorrow.
You are not.
Oh, sorry, overmorrow.
It's just on Wikipedia. It isn't actual it's a dictionary.
Dictionary.com. Dictionary.com. Overmorrow. It's adverb.
Dictionary.com website, not an acknowledged website. It's not acknowledged as an actual dictionary.
Wiktionary.
Wiktionary.
Wikipedia dictionary.
Dictionary, which is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is also can be a tampered resource.
Macmillan Dictionary, Wordsmith, Your Dictionary, Webster Dictionary, that's pretty official. Collins Dictionary, Wordnik.com.
Collins actually has I actually have that one on Collins, because Collins I actually usually use a lot.
Really? Oh wait,
if I'm looking up something, they usually don't have much things different from the dictionaries that have come out. So I usually try, and if I don't have one on me, I'll usually look it up on there.
Oh wait, this is a new word suggestion. This isn't official yet. This is pending investigation.
Exactly, it's still not official. There you go.
My bad.
But they haven't official.
Your mic just completely cut out.
But they still have a word for throwing a guy out of a window. Sorry, my brother was calling.
True.
My brother was calling. My mic had to turn off for a sec.
Oh. How do we start from Christianity to definitions?
Because why not? Because it's still to the point. I'm showing the flaws in a dictionary and a belief in things, so it's still on track.
Fair.
In the end, we both believe what we believe, and it's not really looking like we're gonna change each other's minds anytime soon.
Yeah, you have some good reason not to. I have some good reason to believe. We're just gonna hear our
in the end, it's all just a matter of perspective. That's really what it is in the end, and that's all it needs to be.
I don't actually think anybody could ever convince me of atheism because I've kind of had far too much personal experience to believe anything else.
I had the exact same thing, just for a different reason. Alright, I'm gonna head out. I guess we'll figure out what the next thing will be when we're doing it.
Alright.
I'll dig in sometime.
Alright, see ya. I love you.
You're not putting on the thing!
I love you! Okay.